I'm now going to show you how to create a Polaroid effect hero unit in Hosting a Website Builder. And if you're unsure about what a Polaroid photo looks like, here's an example. To create this effect, we're going to have to create our background in Canva. But first of all, let's get the main structure in place. I'm going to add a blank section, and I'm working on a very early version of our Hosting a Forge, similar to our equivalent on Squarespace. And I'm going to use this as an example here. I'm going to give us plenty of height, because that's going to be essential with this type of layout. And I'm going to bring this content further down. We don't need this section here. So personal choice, but I'm going to snap it in further in from the edge, and you'll see why we need to bring it in at least a little bit in just a moment. Create myself a bit more space. And we want a nice bit of clearance here at the top section. I'm going to bring this content in from the side, and I want to make sure that the text below is matching. Okay, we're getting there with the outline structure. I'm now going to add in a shape, which will be a rectangle shape, and it will snap in behind our text content and image. So I'm doing it by eye at the moment, bringing in the same amount from either side, and we're going to send it to the back. This will be changed to white, and we're going to change the section background now to a grey, just so we can see it clearly. So that could be it for our Polaroid hero. We can bring in the rest of the content of the site further down. We can either choose then to change the content width of our other sections to match up with it. And I'm just going to add in a standard about section on our page to see how everything aligns. And keep it monochrome, keep it simple. And quickly change the colors. Okay, our page is starting to take shape. We've got a floating Polaroid effect here. But what I'd like is a background photo that comes down to roughly 50% of this hero section, and we've got a dividing line either side. So this is where I jump across to a preset Canva template I've created. Just as a starting point, I've created it at 2000 pixels width by 1000 pixels height. And again, I'm going to go into elements and put in abstract, just to see what we've got in terms of photos. In fact, I've changed my mind. We're going to change it to a background landscape. Or maybe even just the sky. There we go. Bring that so it comes roughly 50% of the height. And now our Polaroid effect is going to cut it into the top of that. Once we've got our image, I'm going to go to download, and I'm going to try this as a transparent PNG first. So I've got PNG effect. I believe transparent background. We can see this crown here. So you need the paid version of Canva to create this effect, but you could create it with a solid color and download it as a PNG that way. That means you just match up that color with whatever background color you've got on the page. So if it's white, you're already quids in. So I'm going to press download. What I didn't realize, because I'm downloading a premium image on its own, I might need to cheat a little bit here. So I'm going to add a shape in. I'm just going to put it behind. I'm going to put this to the back so we can't see it, and see if I can download it now. There we go. So that worked. I'm not sure if it's in the terms of Canva to be able to do that, but ultimately we're not looking for just a photo to download. We are looking for this exact effect because of how we're going to lay it out. That was due to licensing. With Canva, you can use the stock photos but not download them in isolation. So now once I've downloaded that photo, we've got it in our file, and I've gone across to compressor.io. We can see that it was 1.35 megabytes in size beforehand. So we're just running it through this website. We're actually reducing it by nearly 80%. And now we can download the new version of it. That's a big difference when you're talking about load speed, which also impacts your Google search rankings as well. So now we've done that, we can edit section, and instead of relying on a background color, we can now switch to add an image instead. And just realizing on this, I'm so used to working in Squarespace, but I believe it doesn't matter whether it's transparent or not, because I'm not sure that we can change that background color too much. But we can see it's gone to a light gray by default. And we can use the overlay effect if we want to, just to give that an effect on there. Likewise, we could go for fixed background. So we could have this effect so the Polaroid type image slides over top of it. Of course, now we can change our image. And if we go to free images, we go to Unsplash again. And I'm going to find just a landscape photo. This one will do. There's a slight consistency between that and the background image. And now it's a case of just aligning it up to make sure we've got consistent spacing throughout. And you can see it's snapping to the grid sections here, to the gutters as well. So just align that up. And now we can bring our text to align to the left of the image, just to finish up our Polaroid effect. Of course, we can change the fonts, change the colors of the fonts or the weighting of them to match up. But ultimately, we've now created our Polaroid effect using Canva to create that background image style. By doing it this way, it's a slight workaround so we can see the slight blurriness there, but it's a case of needs must. It's the only way I can foresee creating this type of effect in Hosting a Website Builder at the moment. However, there's so many new features coming out regularly. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an option to create this type of effect in future where we can expand images to either side of the page. So now I'm just jumping across to mobile, and we can tweak this for mobile view at the same time. And this time I'm going to bring our photo in further. So we keep that frame around our background, just making it long enough so we can access it to just get it to fit. I'm going to leave that card effect further down. And as we can see, we've got a really nice, simple effect here. Finally, just get the heights as I want before pressing save. And then we can jump across and preview our final design. We could bring it up a bit. That's a design choice. But all in all, we've got a really nice, polished, Polaroid style hero unit. And that was quite a mouthful to say. Hope you've enjoyed. Stay tuned. I will be creating more tutorials on using the early editions of our Hosting at Forge as I'm creating a toolkit to be able to rapid prototype websites for our clients. Stay tuned and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.